Now we have with us in the studio Advocate Sanjeev Ponalekar. He's speaker and advisor of the Sanatan Sanstha. He believes that what is going on is appropriate. Suhail Seth thinks this is bizarre. Sudhir Telang is a well-known cartoonist. He has a cartoon for every occasion. Maybe he has one for this as well. Madhukar Jaitley ji, thank you very much. He's an advisor to the government of Uttar Pradesh in the externally aided projects department. He is minister rank. Mr. Jaitley, can I begin by asking you, because you are representing the government of Uttar Pradesh. Can you hear me, Mr. Jaitley?
Yes, very well.
No, so the question is, Mr. Jaitley, that if tomorrow another sannyasi comes to you and says, I have a dream that under the Vidhan Sabha of Lucknow there is another 1,000 tons of gold, you'll start digging?
No, let me tell you, please don't mislead ourselves. Let us not mislead ourselves. The decision to do the excavation was not taken by the state government at all.
So now you are washing your hands off. So, but who's digging there? Who's digging there?
No, the Archaeological Survey of India is doing this.
No, but you sent a person there. I am told that the government of Uttar Pradesh sent a person holding a Minister of State portfolio, was sent by the Chief Minister to speak to the sannyasi who had the dream.
No, it's absolutely, I deny this. I completely deny this, number one.
No, how can you deny it?
Nobody, first of all, there is nobody.
How can you deny it? Because this person, who is Sunil Yadav?
I cannot tell you whether that person spoke what was sent by the government of UP.
No, one second. Akhilesh Yadav sent Sunil Yadav, who's an advisor in the Dairy Development Department and holds a Minister of State portfolio. He met Shobhan Sarkar, who is the person who had the dream. Am I right?
No, I cannot say that because this is completely unfounded and untrue. Let me tell you the facts. First, let me tell you the facts.
But no, what's it? Naresh Agarwal said that if the gold is found, it will be the state government's property. So not only are you in consultations with the person who has the dream, you are also claiming the right of ownership to what is found under the fort.
No. It's all something which has not yet been discovered. How can you claim some right which has not yet been discovered?
Sir, exactly what I'm telling you. How can you deny what is going on here? 1 second. Because you are doing this. And I had actually been... No, 1 second. Please realize, sir. No. You can't say no. Sir,
now let me tell you
this Shobhan Sarkar writes a letter to your government. In his letter, he dreams, and to the viewers of Newshour, please take this seriously. In his letter, he dreams that Raja Rao asked him to hand over the hidden treasure to the Indian government. And he says, Amar Shahid Rao ki divangat atma इस संपूर्ण स्वर्ण भंडार को भारत सरकार के मुद्रा कोष को हस्तगत करना चाह रही है. This is in the dream. And in the dream, this Swami says that India is going to collapse economically, and somebody came, the spirit of the king who roams around the palace, says that 1,000 tons of gold is lying buried beneath the palace. Is it true or not?
Continue further. Can I tell you the facts? No, should I tell you some more facts?
Yeah, go ahead. You don't deny what I'm saying, no?
I'm completely denying what you're saying because this is absolutely something which the government has not involved itself.
No, did Shobhan Sarkar have a dream?
The government has not involved itself. How can we are not concerned with the dream? The ASI has been doing this ongoing process of the ASI.
Sir, but if you are not concerned with the dream, then why has your chief minister sent an emissary holding Minister of State portfolio to hold talks with the person who had the dream?
Yeah, that is what exactly I'm saying.
What?
That is exactly what I'm saying. Therefore, if somebody has gone on his own, it does not mean that the state government has sent it.
So 1 second. Now I know who's Charandas Mahant. Charandas Mahant is also there, right? Charandas Mahant is a union minister.
Now should I? You see.
I'll play out a small
comment. I will answer all these questions to you.
एक छोटा सा comment मैं play कर लेता हूँ.
You give me an opportunity.
I'll give you an opportunity now because you are stonewalling what I'm saying. I will now play the comment of Charandas Mahant, union minister.
I'm going to give you the facts which you are not telling.
Yeah, before that, because you see today, what's happening is the government, people expect the government to respond to a lot of public concerns. Now, Sannyasi had a dream, you're responding to his concern. First, I'll play out what a union minister says about this gold. And viewers, if you think this is bizarre, it is bizarre, but you must hear what the union minister told our reporter Anindo some time back.
The dream of a seer has prompted a bizarre gold rush all across India, and that all prompted by a person by who has written the letter to the Geological Survey of India. Joining is the man, Mr. Mohanty. Sir, tell us why did you write this letter all of a sudden?
भाई मैं एक संत जी से मिलने गया था आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए। उनने मुझे बताया कि मेरे पास ऐसी जानकारी है, यदि आप अपने देश हित में कुछ करना चाहते हैं तो ये प्रधानमंत्री जी को बता दीजिए। मैंने बता दिया, उसका जियोलॉजिकल सर्वे हुआ, जियोलॉजिकल सर्वे में कुछ पाया गया, उसके हिसाब से वहाँ काम चल रहा है।
पर सर एक चिट्ठी, एक सपने पे एक चिट्ठी, कुछ आपको अजीब नहीं लगता है?
चिट्ठी ये आप लोग कह रहे हैं सपना देखा, उनका हो सकता है कोई यंत्र हो, तंत्र हो, मंत्र हो, क्योंकि ये देश भारत है। यहाँ बड़े बड़े शून्य का आविष्कार किसी तंत्र पे हो गया कि सपने
आपने बोला कि
मैंने नहीं कहा,
सन्यासी ने
मैंने बिल्कुल नहीं कहा कि सपने देखा। मैंने कहा उन्हें जानकारी दी, मैंने जानकारी प्रधानमंत्री को दी, ये सपना नहीं है, ये सच है और हकीकत में खुदाई हो रही है, वो भी सच है, जो निकलेगा वो भी सच है।
पर एक सन्यासी को कैसे जानकारी हो सकता है?
किसको?
एक सन्यासी को कैसे?
क्यों नहीं जानकारी होता? सन्यासी मतलब क्या समझते हैं आप? सन्यासी का मतलब क्या समझते हैं? सन्यासी जब ऊपर सबके बारे में जानता है, देश के बारे में जानता है, विदेश के बारे में जानता है, अध्यात्म के बारे में जानता है, भगवान के बारे में जानता है, तो
बट आपको लगता नहीं कि इतने रुपए, इतने 100 करोड़ रुपए खर्च हो रहा है, अगर आखिर में खर्च अगर नहीं मिला कुछ तो इसके
बारे में मुझे कुछ नहीं कहना।
बट इज हु विल टेक द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी सर? सो मच हंड्रेड्स ऑफ करोड्स आर बीइंग
होगा।
बट सर
आप लड़ने आए हैं कि क्या करने आए हैं?
बट सर डू यू थिंक इट्स वर्थवाइल?
आप रुक जाइए ना, 1 मिनट रुक जाइए। कब से काम कर रहे हैं आप मीडिया में?
बट आस्किंग यू सर,
1 मिनट रुक जाओ, आप देखो तो क्या हो रहा है, क्यों परेशान हो रहे हैं आप लोग इतना? क्यों परेशान हो रहे हैं? क्यों परेशान क्यों हो रहे हैं आप?
अच्छा ना, द मिनिस्टर सेज क्यों परेशान हो रहे हैं? सुधीर तेलंग, परेशान इसलिए हो रहे हैं कि जब मुजफ्फरनगर पे दंगा हो रहा था तब तो ना केंद्र सरकार के मंत्री थे, ना ही उनके यूपी के गवर्नमेंट थे. Now the center and state are coming together to follow this up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sudhir, what would you say?
First of all, I would like to show you my cartoon for tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you can
hold it up.
close in on it.
Hold it up.
Zoom in on it.
Hold it up.
Just holding it.
No, hold it up.
It's holding.
Yeah.
It's up. Can you just come?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, now this is the sadhu, and ASI and GSI go to the sadhu and they say that wow, Babaji's new list of gold spots. We'll have to excavate Rajpath, Sansad Bhavan, Yamuna Expressway, Chinchpokli Station and Hawa Mahal.
Got it.
Arnab.
Yeah.
I had a dream last night that there are 5,000 tons of gold buried under this very spot where I'm sitting right now in Times Now studio. If this dream was, if the sadhu had this dream, right now this studio would have been dug up and there would have been a lot of police force and everything here. I mean, what kind of a country? I thought that this was the largest democracy in the world, but it looks like the biggest comedy in the world. Baba Shobhan Sarkar, I suggest, should be taken in the government of India. Dr. Manmohan Singh, who is reeling under biggest economic crisis of the century, should appoint Baba Shobhan Sarkar as finance minister of this government, because you can't have a finance minister who can find you 1,000 tons of gold. And Dr. Manmohan Singh is the same fellow who was selling gold during Narasimha Rao's government, 1991.
No, so
Arnab, right now we are living in the golden age of history. This is the golden age of history. Are we living in a dreamland? What kind of a country are we? Is ASI, GSI, these are organizations which are supposed to be professionally
let's
run.
get Sohail.
They have a force of hundreds of people who are architects. I mean, what kind of a country are we?
No, government is saying there is belief.
How can
government
ASI
is saying there is
and GSI
belief.
believe as sadhu and start digging up?
Argument is everyone's not like a non-believer. They're believers. There's belief involved, right, Sohail?
I think it's a very, very progressive step to have Shobhan Sarkar dream about gold, because he might also help the CBI locate the missing Colgate files. He might tell us where the notional 2G loss disappeared, where Raja stole the spectrum and kept it in which pocket of his. I think we're living in glorious times. There was the era of Chandragupta, and now there is the era of Manmohan Gupta. You know, the Prime Minister of India has a dolt like that minister, whoever he is, goes to him and says, "Sir, the sannyasi had a dream." So did I. I've been dreaming of various things. But, you know, I can't tell anyone because I don't want the Archaeological Survey of India to dig me. Now, look at how bizarre this country is. If a normal guy were to watch this television program, he'd think it's not the Newshour, it's Comedy Central. I mean, you cannot have in India. I still remember Uttar Pradesh actually gives us the finest comedy. Do you remember when Mayawati launched an investigation into a whole bunch of bees after the bees attacked her rally? Now Uttar Pradesh is sending people to dig for gold. I mean, you know, I know we're a nation of gold diggers, but there's a limit. Here's the reality.
No, what's up, Mr. Jaitley?
No, 1 minute, Mr. Jaitley. I didn't interrupt you. On the Newshour, we follow a certain protocol when there is no Congress spokesperson, which is we don't interrupt each other. Okay, and you've got more hair than the other gentleman does. So let me finish. The reality, Mr. Jaitley, is you're absolutely right. The Uttar Pradesh government didn't send your minister. The minister went on his own. You know why?
Who?
He thought that he would pass it. Now look at the beauty of the UP government. They will send a minister or an advisor on dairy development to look for archaeological sites.
Yeah.
What the relationship between milk and gold is, only the Uttar Pradesh government will tell me. Because I haven't been able to figure out what a dairy farmer will do trying to figure out
Mr.
where there's
Jaitley,
gold.
what are you doing, Mr. Jaitley? You realize how embarrassing the situation is getting for you. And we are now told by Sunil Yadav, who has minister rank, that the list of pockets in Kanpur, Bitur, Fatehpur are also there where there are similar treasures which are hidden. And this has been officially conveyed to the Chief Minister for further action. I mean, is there nothing else for your government
Please
to
leave
do?
IIT Kanpur out. There is no gold under IIT Kanpur.
Mr. Jaitley, what's going on? Please, please explain this. Now you can have your point of view. You can counter Sohail and everyone else.
Now let me tell you.
Yes.
Now let me tell you. Now the whole story that you created is absolutely not the correct story, which I'm going to tell you now. The site on which the excavation is going on at the moment belongs to the Archaeological Survey of India, protected under the Archaeological Sites and Remains Act of 1958, which protects and maintains those such kinds of monuments. The state government cannot touch it. The state government of any state cannot touch it. We have no role to play in either excavating or taking a decision with regard to either digging or doing anything.
No, what are you digging for?
Resolution passed.
What are you digging for?
Let me tell you, we are not doing. Let me complete, Arnab. Let me tell you. If you are willing to listen to me, then only I am going to say. Otherwise,
No, but what are you digging for?
We are not doing anything. That's what I'm saying. We are not doing. It is the decision of the government of India between the Geological Survey of India and the Archaeological Survey of India.
Please don't wash your hands off. You have a central minister.
Our role is only to protect the law.
Sir, there is a central minister. There is 1 minute. There is a central minister who says that, yantra, tantra, mantra se baat chalti hai. Right? Then there is a state.
So how do you hold the state government of UP responsible for that?
On this also, are you going to have a center-state fight? I mean, for God's sake, what's going on here? Let's get a fourth perspective.
You are telling me that something has been said by a union minister.
Achha, no, you tell me. You tell me. What about who is Sunil Yadav? Who is Sunil Yadav? Who is Sunil Yadav?
I told you that if somebody goes on his own and gives a statement, do you want the entire government to be able to?
No, but he was sent. He was sent by Akhilesh Yadav.
No, Arnab.
He was sent by Akhilesh Yadav to meet the Swami.
What is your source of information?
No, 1 second. Who is Naresh Agarwal? Naresh Agarwal is saying it is our gold.
No.
You haven't found.
Something is happening in Sierra Leone, and if something is happening
Sir, on a serious note,
it means that Akhilesh Yadav is behind it.
No, 1 second. My point is, without your permission, would everybody be digging for gold? You see, Mr. Jaitley, please understand this. No, with this same, Mr. Jaitley, on a serious note, Mr. Jaitley, sorry, I am sorry. I am sorry. The credibility of institutions like the Archaeological Survey of India and the Geological Survey of India is also at stake. You need to understand this. The Geological Survey of India.
Require our permission to dig.
Sir, the Geological Survey of India conducted a survey after Sarkar spoke to Union Minister Charandas Mahant. And Charandas Maan says yantra tantra mein.
Between the government of India and Mr. Sarkar.
So why are you supporting a government at the center which believes in yantra, tantra and mantra?
No, you see, and you are also saying that we own the gold.
No, this is not related to that.
Are you for or against the digging for gold?
that.
Okay, at least on this take a position. I know you don't take a position on several other issues, but on this, do you believe in the digging for gold? Is it a good or bad thing?
Tell me one thing, when the digging and the excavation happened in Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, was it wrong? It is the decision of the ASI to decide.
So you are...
It is not for us to, it is not for you and me to decide.
Sir, but so one second, Mr. Jaitley, you have sent emissaries to meet the person who had the dream, and your one person is saying this will be used for the development of the state.
This is a manufactured statement by somebody.
Well, that's completely wrong, sir. Completely wrong. Sunil Yadav has said, and I quote, I met Shobhan Sarkar on Thursday. I told him officially that Uttar Pradesh should be given preference and adequate funds should be provided for the development of the state. The Sadhu agreed. The Sadhu agreed.
Is Shobhan Sarkar living under prohibitory orders?
The Sadhu agreed. The Sadhu agreed and said the treasure is so huge that the whole of Uttar Pradesh can now be developed.
No, but why don't you make Shobhan Sarkar the deputy chairman of India's planning commission?
No, one second. Your question of faith is here. Advocate Sanjeev Palwekar, are you
finance
amused by what's going on? Are you amused by what's going on? Let's get you into this.
See, we are not amused by what is going on. Firstly, let me tell that Sanatan Sanstha and other Hindutwadi organizations, their stand is very clear. First, whatever people may laugh or made a mockery, we do believe that supernatural powers exist, and we do believe that there is a scope for a person to pursue something which a scientific attitude or scientific approach may not yield. That having said that, let me tell one thing, that this particular incident, what is happening with Shobhan Sarkar, we are not actually aware whether what exactly are the credentials of the person or whether this is true or correct. But I must tell you one thing.
What is scientific? I have 51 Article 51A(h) of the Indian Constitution pertaining to the fundamental rights of the duties of the citizens of India says, quote, it shall be the duty of every citizen to develop scientific temper, spirit of inquiry and reform. I am asking you today, we have become a country in which 300, 400 people are digging for 1,000 tons of gold. What is the impression the whole world will have? And they will ask you how? Because a sadhu had a dream.
What is the impression whole world will have? You are referring to Constitution and say what impression world will have. In spite of what is given in the Constitution, still people have the right to their faith. That is what our highest courts have held.
Have a right
as far as faith is concerned. Now,
if the sadhu has a dream, let the sadhu organize the digging. Why is the government doing the digging?
I am precisely saying that when this particular sadhu made this statement, no channel has ever even tried to suggest or verify whether he had any earlier credentials about suggesting certain things which are probably true. No, whether that. Now your channel has done so much research.
That's a fair point.
So much research. When so much research is done, your channel could have very well asked the people, because he is not some person of 16 or 18-year-old, local people, what were their experiences. Now about the scientific temper which you said, we had raised 1934, some Saint Alfonso died in Kerala. Our government came out with a coin in favor of Saint Alfonso. When for Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, we never had a coin.
This
is how, scientific temper is not something.
I think what he's saying is true. I think Times Now must launch an investigation into Shobhan Sarkar's dream chronology and figure out what are the dreams he's had. You know, he could have dreamt that Akhilesh Yadav will one day become chief minister. He could have dreamt that Manmohan Singh will remain prime minister. He could have dreamt so many things. I think we should be serious. And he's right. We shouldn't mock anyone's...
See, the Indian Nostradamus books are sold maximum. And that has given a lot of predictions.
Which century are we living in?
We are living very much in 21st century.
Which century are we living in? Sir, you want us to live in the century of Nostradamus? I mean, which world do you want? I do not believe, and I'm sorry, I will challenge you here on live television, that I do not believe that this kind of logic is accepted by anyone in this country today. And if you want this country to go back, let's have some logic here. Now, my question is now very serious. Very serious. I want the same level of inquiry and investigation into who killed the rationalist in Pune. And I'm telling this to you on your face. I want the same level of inquiry and investigation to go into why the central and state governments refused to act when people were being killed and butchered in Muzaffarnagar. Which, when that happens, Madhukar Jaitley is not there. Madhukar Jaitley and the entire Uttar Pradesh government at that time is batting defensively. Today, Mr. Jaitley, you are saying we don't know. We don't know why Naresh Agarwal has said, we want the gold. The problem is, Mr. Jaitley, that politicians are already lusting after that gold. Naresh Agarwal has said.
Maybe they're gold.
No,
How do we know?
for God's sake, whoever's gold it may be. I mean, for God's sake, is this the way in which politicians, ministers and members of parliament are expected to function and behave? I mean, to the young people of India, you're killing their scientific temper. I am asking you today, why did you not deploy 300, 400, 3,000 people when people were being killed in Muzaffarnagar, sir? Why? And why were you washing your hands off? You're washing your hands off that and you're washing your hands off this.
Should I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Mr.
How have
Jaitley.
you reached the conclusion that there is gold which is being dug? How have you reached this conclusion?
So what are you digging for?
Where did this world gold came from?
No, one second, because Mr. Jaitley,
The report of the GSI, the report of the Geological Survey of India says that there is a non-magnetic material which is...
was a letter written on the 3rd of September, was a letter written on the 3rd of September addressed to the Reserve, was a letter written on the 3rd of September addressed to the Reserve Bank Governor Raghuram Rajan, which offered an instant solution to India's faltering economy. Was the letter written, please don't laugh, Sohail, this is actually happening. The letter was written by one Swami Bhaskarnan Dev of Unnao, who claimed there were huge gold reserve left behind by Raja Rao Rambak Singh, who helped Rani Lakshmi Bai during the 1957 war and was hanged by the British. And is it true that after that, Shobhan Sarkar also had another dream? He dreamt that Raja Rao, who asked him to hand over the treasure to the Indian government. I mean, Mr. Jaitley, which century are you in? A few weeks back, dozens of people were butchered in Muzaffarnagar. Where was your government then?
And you are trying to tell the state government being responsible for doing this activity. The state government has neither ordered the excavation nor the state government.
But the state government has already said the money is ours.
Except protecting law and order.
But the state government said the money is ours.
But that is notional gain. In a country which talks about notional loss, this is notional gain and we must give the state government that credit.
One second. Sudhir Telang wanted to come in. Yes, Sudhir, I don't know what to say. I'm pinching myself tonight to believe that this is actually happening live on national television. Sudhir, what would you say to the minister? Mr. Jaitley, don't look so surprised, please.
There are.
Yes. Kahiye.
Mr. Jaitley is playing absolutely unaware of anything that is happening in his own government. He is not aware of what is happening in his own government.
We are completely
There
aware.
are proofs,
But
there are news
we
reports
don't have a role to take
everywhere
the decision.
that his entire government is involved in this excavation. Your entire government is involved in this excavation. And your chief minister wants
You are not aware of the fact,
his own
Mr.
share in the
Telang.
booty. I have read all the newspapers. You say that all the newspapers are lying since this morning.
Where is the booty?
Your ministers
First of
are
all,
there.
there is no question of gold. There is no question of
That
gold.
is what we are laughing about. That is what we are laughing about.
If there is no gold, then what are 300 people doing?
Jaitley,
No, one second. If there
that is what we are laughing about, Mr. Jaitley. There is a saying in Hindi that Soot na kapas aur julaho mein lattham latha. This is what is happening in UP right now. You don't know what is there and they are fighting for it. This is quite funny. Culprit number 1, Akhilesh Yadav. Culprit number 2, central government, ASI and GSI. They have turned the whole thing into a joke. And I'm really surprised. We are living in 21st century India.
No, one second. Shobhan Sarkar says, Shobhan Sarkar has said, this is also interesting, he was quoted in...
Shobhan Sarkar, if you believe in Shobhan Sarkar, then he should be appointed Prime Minister of this country.
Mr. Telang, this is not a cartoon. I'm being very serious on this matter. There is no role of the...
What do you mean by cartoon?
Cartoon is more serious
than anything. See, most of the governments are run by cartoons these days. Take them seriously, they are more serious than your ministers.
We are more serious.
The problem is you don't read cartoons and don't understand cartoons. You have lost your sense of humor.
The decision of the excavation of this site.
Because you do not have a sense of humor. If you had a sense of humor, you would not have you would not have ordered this kind of excavation.
Without any fact.
there is
You
a
have
twist.
turned the whole state into a joke and you are laughing at cartoons. This is quite funny.
No, there is a twist. One second, I want to just say there is a twist. One second. There is a twist. There is a twist. One second. The twist is this.
I thought his government had a sense of humor.
No,
Otherwise
the
they
twist-
would not have
It
ordered
does,
this
that's
kind
why
of
they're
thing.
digging.
They
Are
would have
digging
believed
because they have a
cartoons.
sense of humor.
I am only
Digging
saying
their own grave.
I am only saying here today that the Shobhan Sarkar has also said that the Archaeological Survey of India may reach the point where 1,000 tons of gold is buried, but they cannot touch the treasure without permission of my gurus. If at all they try to ignore my
serious,
suggestion,
Mr.
the
Jaitley?
gold will vanish from there. Mr. Jaitley, he's actually saying now, he's saying that the gold will vanish from there if you try and touch it without my permission. What is going on?
This is your interpretation.
No, this is his quotation. I am quoting from what Shobhan Sarkar has said, and I am just amazed that the governments are running on these lines.
We don't recognize Shobhan Sarkar. We don't recognize any seer in this matter.
So what you're saying is the Independent Geological Survey of India gold rush will follow this story. I don't know whether gold will be found 1 kilo or 1,000 tons or 5,000 tons of it, but it raises some serious questions about scientific temper.
Actually, the Chief Minister of
About scientific temper,
not Shobhan Sarkar.
about scientific temper, rationality, and the way we expect this country to be run. I think that is something the viewers tonight will have to think over. It's not about this gold rush. It's about that bigger story. I thank all our panelists for joining us on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.